Welcome back, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to another Kerbal Space Program stream. Looks like we got some folks in the chat here. Welcome back, Radu, Emily, Factory Guy, Michael. Good to see you all. Very pleased to have you in the chat this morning. So, let me get my chat window set up here so I can see what you guys have to say to me, and then we'll dive right in. Now, last time, we got 3 of our Kerbals back into orbit around the moon, after landing and doing some science, but they were very low on, shall we say, DV. If we take a look here, we are in orbit around the moon, but we only have 312 meters per second of DV to get home. So that's not a lot. And hence the title of the stream, Mission Impossible. Can we get home with just this little bit? And I think we can, is the answer. So let's take a look here at setting up a maneuver to try and get home. If we examine where exactly we are right now, we are in a retrograde orbit, or no, we're in a, which way are we coming? We're coming, let's see, we are T-minus 16 and falling to apoapsis, so we're going this way. So we're going kind of the wrong way around the moon. We want to be going the other way normally, but we can still do this, because what we can do is we can burn prograde here on this side, on the opposite side of Kerbin. We can burn prograde to push ourselves away from the moon, escape the moon's sphere of influence, and slow our larger orbit, which currently shares the moon's orbit, which is counterclockwise here. Slow ourselves so that we fall inwards towards Kerbin. Now, 312 meters per second is not a lot, but it's enough to escape the moon. So if we aim things correctly, if we set this prograde, or if we set this maneuver up the right way, we should be able to fall back to the planet. So I'm going to try. You have enough fuel. If you get out and push, you need very high apoapsis above Kerbin. Yeah, so we're certainly going to have to do some aerobraking to actually land on the planet. But we do have the means for that. We have a heat shield, and we can jettison some stuff to make ourselves a little bit lighter. So the question is, can we get inside the atmosphere with one burn from here? And I think the answer is yes. So we are going to come over here to the other side, the opposite side, and we're going to add a maneuver. Now, it's going to take most of our fuel here, so let's just kind of start by dragging this out. And you can see we're at least escaping the moon. I think we need more than this. Let's go to the graphical maneuver editor here, and let's set ourselves at 10 meters per second increments, and just keep pushing prograde and see if we can get closer in. See, there's our Kerbin periapsis, 2 million kilometers. 1.7, 1.3, 988, 460, 256. Hold on. Okay, so we can crash into Kerbin if we want to for 334. That's a little bit on the high side. So we don't quite have enough from this orbital position to get where we want to go. So let's try moving a little bit right or left along our lunar orbit here. So if I move one click to the right here, that changes our periapsis to 1.8 million. So let's go one click to the left instead. Now we're at 103. And one more click. That changed things drastically. I think we're crashing into the planet now. Are we? Is that what's happening? Now, our periapsis is kind of hidden, but it shows 13,000? I'm not sure about that. Let's keep tweaking this. It seems like we can get inside the atmosphere if we're careful. If we burn at exactly the right time. Right? There we go. All right, so that's a Kerbin periapsis of 4,000 meters. That's too low. And 152 is too high. So we're going to drag our scale down here. And push it in just a little bit. Until we get to... Ideally, we want a periapsis around 50,000 meters. That's well within the atmosphere. So there we go. 48. 49.7. Okay, so for 271 dV, which leaves us with almost 40 to play with on the way home if we need to make a correction, we can get our Kerbin periapsis. We can get an orbit around Kerbin, and we can get our periapsis down to 50,000, which is inside the atmosphere and is going to allow us to do some aerobraking maneuvers. Now, we'll probably have to do... Our AP is out at 11 million miles, so we're going to have to do quite a few burns, and we might be in orbit for a while here. We might be able to slow down a little bit closer in to bring this AP in. But... yeah, this is going to work. This is going to get us home. Well, they weren't stranded, I guess, with like 20 meters per second per spare. Run some computer sims. We don't run computer sims when we're already in orbit, or maybe we will at some future date. But I'm not going to this time. We're just gonna do it and see whether you guys survive. So as a reminder here, let's quick save while we have this maneuver set up. As a reminder here, we are currently flying with Distracticus Kerman, Emily Kerman, and Lori Kerman. So of the folks in the chat, I think Emily is the only one, or Emil rather, is the only one who actually has a viewer in the chat. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and this is an 11-second burn. 28 minutes from now, let's warp to this maneuver and get it going. And let's just review. Where did our maneuver go? It's interesting that you can't toggle it in when you're on the ship view. Okay, but our maneuver here is pure prograde. No normal, anti-normal, no radial in or out, just pure prograde. So let's face that direction. Let's prepare for the burn. And let's warp ahead. Farewell, Moon. I'm going to bring soil samples of you home to Kerbin. All right, here we go. So we're facing our maneuver, and we've got 50 seconds left. Let's speed up time a little bit here. And this is, we want to get as close to perfect on this burn as we can, since the tolerances, the distances are so fine. But we will have a little bit of fuel left to correct on the way there. All right, so let's do this. That was pretty good. Let's check out where we're going here. Okay, so we do have a Mooner escape. And our current periapsis is 25,000. That's a little bit too low. So we burned a little bit too much. I think what we're going to do is we're going to advance until we're just a little bit closer. Maybe halfway. But let's go ahead and warp here. There goes the moon. Oh, wait, stop. Oh my god, oh no, Snikes. Okay. Well, this is bad, guys. I forgot which direction we were going here. I think we need to burn as much prograde as we can. Probably we need to... Oh, I screwed this up. We need to burn out from the planet, so we want... we want to burn away from the planet as much as we can to increase our altitude here. Is that the right direction? Away from the planet? Yeah, I'm gonna burn the rest of our stuff here. Oh boy, that's way too low, I think. Alright, well, good luck, guys. I want to get this up to 50. Well, 30 is what we got. Okay. Well, we're going deep into the atmosphere, boys. Good luck. I don't know if we're going to survive this. Those are gonna have problems. Where's our heat shields? Oh, we're stuck. Hold on. Okay, there's the heat shields. We have a problem here. I accidentally staged the rocket. I accidentally staged the what are they called? The parachutes. All right, how are we holding up here? Okay, well, we're certainly slowing down. We can see our apoapsis coming down from under 11 million or whatever. Oh, what's happening? Okay, this aero brake is happening. We are coming in hot. Our periapsis is dropping. I would love it if we could get one more orbit. No, we're not. We're landing just like this, guys. Okay, good luck. Oh my god. Oh, we came in way too low. I screwed up that warp so bad. I forgot we were going the other way. Are we gonna survive this? What's our altitude? 28,000? We might actually survive re-entry here. Burning through a lot of ablator on the heat shield. This is not what I had in mind. I had something much gentler in mind, but it looks like, shockingly, we're going to survive my ineptitude. I think you guys are going to make it back to the surface here. 23,000 feet. Yeah, we've slowed down enough. Wow. Okay, well, welcome home to Stracticus, Emil, and Lori. Drop and pop. Wait, how did we recover the Kerbals? I thought we didn't have enough fuel. I thought so too, but chat was wrong, apparently. 312 was enough to get back from orbit around the moon. Ooh, I made two big mistakes here, but you guys survived anyway. So, like, you are some of the luckiest Kerbals alive. That's really fortunate for you guys. Yeah, we had 312 DV, and we needed, it looked like about 265 at a bare minimum. We managed to get into Kerbin's atmosphere, and I had a little bit of wiggle room to kind of fix things, which I wasted by screwing up my warp and my my re-entry, but it looks like you guys are gonna survive here. We just got to see these deploy. These are set to deploy at 1500, so yeah, let's jump ahead and see whether you live. Yeah, wow, congratulations. Looks like we're touching down in the water here. Okay, well, that was a very short amount of time to resolve that, but I guess now we get to figure out what we're going to do next. I think we unlocked something cool with our most recent science purchases, and we're going to have a little bit more, so we'll take a look at that. That was dicey, you guys. That was really chancy, but you made it back, so well done. We've got a lot of science to process here. Soil samples from the moon. We also have to clean up our orbit. There's a bunch of trash at the moment that we need to deal with. Wow. Fantastic. Let's see how we did. All that delicious science, right? 276.9 science earned. Now, we did transmit some of it home, actually, which we lost some value. We might need to go back to the moon and do some more work. But we do have 354 here, total. 276 from the mission, 354 total. Some of this got sent home. Did we get the soil sample? No. I think the soil sample we sent home, which means we don't get it here. But everybody gained 5 experience as well. Very nice. Okay, let's warp to sunrise here. Yeah, Radu, I'm sorry. You and Radwina and Michaela died for the future of all Kerbal kind, so your sacrifice will never be forgotten. Let's go into research and development, see if we can buy something else now. There was something I was looking at. So I wanted to get field science, right? That was the real rover part. Where's field science? Field science is 300 here. So this is going to get us the EAS-1 external command seat. Provides all the control needed to fully operate a spacecraft, just like a command pod, but without such needless frivolities as pressurized interiors or seatbelts. It's a bare-bones, pedal-to-the-metal efficiency at its finest. So we pop that on the rovemate, I guess. A sturdy housing for a robust probe and battery system. No assembly required. Though intended as the body for surface rovers, we've been told by our most daydreaming of engineers that the possibilities are endless. While it has a stability assistance system, the rovemate lacks reaction wheels, so bring some along if you want to hold that attitude. And the Rovemax Model M1. After years of outcry against the lack of proper powered wheels, a small startup company named Kerbal Motion was founded and delivered just what the public wanted. Rovemax Model 1 powered rover wheel. All right, let's grab this. It's going to use most of our remaining science. But with that, we can build a Tin Can Mark II, right? We can build a better rover, which we may need soon. But first, yeah, Duna would be sort of the next big thing, right? But before that, I want to experiment with, if we go back in here for just a second. So one of the prerequisites here was advanced exploration. Yes, the mobile processing lab. I wanted to experiment with this. With the mobile processing lab, you can conduct long-term experiments and ongoing research with the data you collect in the field. Be sure to check back on your scientists from time to time and transmit the results of their research home. Right. So, let's test this out. Let's build a science lab ship and test it out a little bit. We have EVA fuel cylinders. Container module. All right, let's not worry about that. Let's go into the VAB and let's try using this this science thingamajig. So, external command seat, Mark I cockpit. We need to start with the... We need at least 2 people on here. Now, can the science thing contain a person? Does it have crew capacity of 2? It does. Okay. So then in that case, we can start with, I guess, the Mark I command pod here. Or maybe even we experiment with the Probo-Dobodyne Stay-Putnik. Are we going to Duna today? Probably not. Build your own version of IIS. Maybe a space station build. No, yes, it's useless. Let's start with the Mark I command pod. Now here's an interesting question I have. Why does it always place the pieces so that you're facing, let's see, if that's east, you're facing south by default? I always have to rotate this first piece. I think I've also been facing the wrong way. I've been facing north so that the window kind of looks down as I launch and tilt forward. But it seems like maybe it's a better move to have it face south and have the window tilt up into the sky towards the stars when I tilt forward. So I'm going to try reversing like this. Now, we're going to want to bring the whole thing back down. So... Or do we need to? We probably don't. We probably need to bring just the... No, we do need to bring the whole thing back down because there's going to be crew inside. Okay. So let's go ahead and throw... Let's go ahead and throw the mobile processing lab on here next. Oh, look. Wow, that's a big boy. Okay. So... in that case, we need what? Probably not this piece. We need the larger one. Or an adapter. We don't need the weight of the larger command pod because we're going to have space for 2 people inside. So let's use an adapter here. You lose science on transmit. When using unmanned probes, it helps maximize science. lose a lot. The lab multiplies by about 5. Yeah, so we're not going to go far, guys. We're just going to do some basic science that we've already done, and then fly up into orbit and process the science inside the lab. That's the idea, anyway. We need an adapter, I think. Where would that be? Structural? Yeah, the Rockomax brand adapter. I think we need this. And then we get our science. Now, how much does this weigh? Structural. Yeah, it's very light. It's just kind of big. Okay, so then we go to science, and we get the mobile processing lab. Okay, so here's our basic rocket. We're going to go up, do a bunch of science in it, and then come home. So we need to throw a nose cone on here. Maybe even, well, just to be safe, since this is probably pretty heavy. Let's see. Let's get the Mark 16 parachute, or no, the Mark 25 parachute. No, that's too big. M16 XL. The Mark 16. Okay, there we go. Is this what we want to do? I think so. Maybe we don't want the adapter here, actually. Let's scrap this. Let's try this again. Let's start with the bigger command pod here. Right? And let's face it this way. And then let's put the big boy parachute on top. Now, what's the difference between the Mark 25 and the Mark 16 XL? Double-sized variant of the Mark 16. This is the Mark 25. This is what's known as a drogue parachute. Small, deploys high up, and certainly not enough to stop you. Okay, so now we do want this guy up on top here. It takes a lot of power, it takes a lot of time, hence we have the sun to power it like Superman and US transmit. I say leave it in orbit. Let's visit interplanetary space so we get some more science. So actually, leaving it in orbit is an interesting idea. If we put just a teeny tiny fuel tank on here, like this, can they transfer between... Well, they could do an Ava if they absolutely had to. So if we do a teeny tiny little thing like that and just put something efficient on it, like a Terrier, or what else do we have? We have some new stuff. Skipper and Poodle. Let's just stick with... Well, no, we need something large here. So this is just to get us home, I suppose, after we're out of orbit, which means we need a heat shield. Not that one. And then we need a decoupler. Stacks up around the decoupler here. Okay. As for the heat shield itself, we don't need anywhere near that much of later, like even 80 would do, because we're just doing a teeny tiny re-entry burn. And then under here we have another separator, right? And then we have the science lab. Where's the science lab? So we just leave this thing floating in orbit, right? Now, do we want to put a docking port on it, though? Maybe not. Let's go to utility here and grab some more ladder. Throw this on here. Okay. Do I want to have this crossing the boundary of the... No, I really don't. So we'll go like that. See, this one's kind of inset a lot. Is there a way to... Let me try move. Let's try moving the move piece. And let's move it... Can we move it... We can move it out. Oh, we can move it in too. And its angle's a little wonky. So we kind of... That's the best we can do, sort of. Interesting, interesting. Let's get some more here. See, those are kind of out there. Now, why is it red here? Oh, I can't. This is a shroud. I can't actually do this. Okay. So actually, let's get rid of this because it's not going to matter. So this guy gets separated and just floats in orbit doing science, or we leave it in orbit, I suppose. And then we come up and do more science with it, or there's no real need to bring it home. Dock support. Leave it in orbit. Dock support. Ships can dock. I think lab needs people to operate. It needs a scientist. Yeah, we're going to put a scientist in there. And then we're going to put them... So we're going to have one pilot up here and one scientist here. And after the science is done, the pilot or the scientist will either EVA and come up here that way, or if we can do an internal transfer, he'll do it that way. I'm not sure exactly how it works. But we do know, we certainly know, that we're going to need power. So we're going to need some batteries all over this bad boy. Let's get, like, I don't know, let's get 4 going, I guess. Nice and centrally located. And then let's get some solar panels as well. Let's get those situated. Okay, so we got power and solar. We're going to need a way to transmit our science home, so let's get an antenna here. Short-range dual-purpose communications antenna that can handle either direct communications or short-range relays. Now, which one of these is going to give me... Does this have any impact on the science? Because we're only going to be in orbit, so I'm not sure if I want to use... like a strong one or a weak one. Packet size 2 MITs. Packet size 2 MITs. 5 MITs per second. Requires electric charge 51.4 per second. I don't know if we can handle that. Maybe we can. Do I want to use... Okay, guys, do I want to use one of these communitrons, or do I want to use the high-gain antenna? What do you think? Just use the little square one. Okay, fair enough. You got it. Where are we going to put this? Like that, I suppose? No, we don't want to cover over our logo. We'll just pop it right here. Okay, there's our antenna, power and solar. So that should be good. We've got our way home. We're going to leave this in orbit after we do our science. So the next thing we need to do is some actual science to do. Now, from my understanding, you can actually repeat experiments you've already done on Kerbin and take them up in orbit and do science on them there. So we're going to try that. Let's slap a mystery goo on here. Like that, I suppose. We can do one on the launch pad and one in low orbit. And same for a pressure barometer. See, this is not blocking egress, is it? It is. Hold on. We need to change that to be like this. And a thermometer. Now I don't have room for a Science Junior on this build. Oh, this is completely blocking everything. Let's swap this. Let's change this. Let's move this down here. Let's move this over here. Okay, so we've got, this is going to detach, so we've got our parachute here. Let's deploy this nice and high. Let's do 1500 to make sure whatever happens we get home. And now we need to get into orbit, right? That's the next piece. So underneath here we need some engines, or some fuel tanks rather. What is this? Roundified monopropellant tank? Baguette external tank? That's a little teeny baby thing. Let's grab a 32. And maybe another one under that. And let's throw something relatively strong here. We want a relatively high ISP inside, and we want decent thrust inside the atmosphere. So, Reliant, Skipper, or Poodle. Thrust in atmosphere 64. So, yeah, the Skipper is huge. Huge thrust. And better ISP than the Poodle. What about the Reliant here? 205, 265. So we could use the skipper and throttle it down, possibly. Let me catch up with the chat here. I don't know which one is best. They're covering the doors. Mystery Goose covering the doors. I think I fixed it. Just one fat rocket should do. All right, let's try the skipper here. So our TWR is 1.1. That's enough for this big boy, I think. We don't need 2. Is 25 enough to get to orbit? I'm not sure it is. Let's check the DV map here. So I'll remember, I gotta remember to put it back after we look this time. Let's check the DV map. So we need 3440, or no, 3400 to get to orbit around Kerbin. That's what this says. And now I've put things back, so we should be okay here. Fun satisfactory fact, did you know that if you put a ceiling light and power it, you can use the clap emote to turn the light on and off? No, I did not know that, factory guy. Low Kerbin orbit, this seems overkill already. Put small triangle side engines for more boost. More boost from the same engine? Okay, I'll try that. Let's throw those on. So that actually reduces our DV. We get more, or wait, let's put this in the same thing. So we get more TWR. We get more thrust to weight ratio, which is good. But we add more mass and get less DV. So I think maybe not on those. I think we'll just do some boosters. We need 3400. We know what we need. It's interesting that this doesn't, like, this is okay, but it's not quite circular, so it's not as aerodynamic as I'd like, but that's fine. I think we can do this with just some boosters. So let's take a look at that. Where are the big boys? The kickbacks? Yeah, all right, let's see if 2 is enough. We might need 3. Let's try 2 for now. Just like so. And then we'll go after the kickbacks here. Okay, 3492. Right? That's just about enough. Should I give myself... but you know what? That includes, I think... That includes... this little bit up here, right? Or does it not? 934, 2558. Yeah, so we need a little bit more. This is the get home engine. We need to cut this out. So we could use like a little bit more lift here. So I think maybe we go with 3 of the kickbacks instead of 2. That should put our TWR for launch a little bit higher, give us a little bit delta V. I think 3 will do the trick. Will get us to orbit here. Let's pull these off and do this again. Let's go to the decouplers. Switch to switch to triple. And then we want these a little bit lower than they were, or a little bit higher. I guess that's fine. Let's go back to the kickbacks over here. Okay. And then let's try this move tool. Let's go ahead and select the, I want to get the, yeah, that part. Let's move it to, oh, we can do that. Very cool. Okay, so actually, I want this to be high. I do want this back where it was. I want this piece. Selected part to move. Let's offset you. Well, now you're still connected, right? Yeah, that's really cool. All right. I'm glad somebody told me about this way to use this control the other day, and I'm really happy because I always had a problem where I felt like you had to place these sort of in the middle, like vertically, and I wanted them offset. Let's check now. Okay, we've got another 300 dV or so. I think that's really good. Let's throw some nose cones on here. Let's get this bad boy into orbit and do some science. Aerodynamics. I want nose cones here, and then we need some fins probably for stability. Let's go with the tail fins. Let's throw those on there. How do those look? Those look pretty good. Let's actually move them up just a skosh here. Gives us a little bit of stability in the atmosphere. Is that centered? Yeah, that's good. Okay. Don't you think those boosters are a little big? Never mind, you remove them. Let's get it to the moon orbit. Try to put parachutes on as many parts as possible so you can recover them. Yeah, we don't actually need to do that because we have essentially unlimited funds. If you look at the cost of this rocket, if I'm understanding, yeah, the cost of the rocket's 42 grand. It's not that much, and I gave myself 4 million to play with. Let's look at the engineer's report. 41 out of 255, mass 125 tons. Design checklist looks good. And I think we've got enough. All right, so let's see if we can get this to orbit. Let's check our staging. So, boosters fire. Then we kick away the boosters and fire our main engine. When that's done... Oh, here's an interesting question. Do we leave the science connected to the torch that it's on? There would be no way to... We don't have a decoupler here. So I guess it's fine. We just leave this whole assembly in orbit. I guess that means there's less space debris, right? And then... to go home, we detach from the science module. After doing our science, we burn our little engine, we do one final detach, and then we have our heat shield, right? And we have our parachute. Okay, so this is going to be an orbiting science vessel. I don't know what to name it here, but the idea is to do research, right? So... what's a good, funny name for a rocket that does research? I really can't think of one. I mean, all rockets kind of look the same. Do we name this after someone? I can also throw some stability assist on here. If we don't, just a little thing could do, recover the parts. I know we don't, just a little thing we could do to recover the parts. Ah, I see. Yes, we could do that, I suppose. Let's get structural. Where are the... Is it ground? Structural, there we go, okay. Let's throw some of these on here. And those are in there with the... Yes, that looks good, okay. COVID-19. Oh dear, that's awful. What are we gonna do here? We're gonna do science and space. Okay, so Bill Nye the Science Guy, Mr. Wizard. Who are other famous scientists or scientific meme type stuff? I don't know. I guess we'll call him Jeb Fly the Science Guy. That works. Sure. Let's save that and let's crew it. So, let's see. For the command pod, our pilot here, we've got Jebediah, we've got Valentina. You don't exist anymore. We've got Jaco, we've got Spaceman, we've got Distracticus. So at the moment, I don't think anyone's in the channel. Bob the second, Doogie. I like Doogie actually. So for our pilot here, I guess we'll take Jeb, since none of our other pilots are in the chat this morning. And then for the mobile processing lab, we need a scientist. Who's our scientist? Emily's here, so Emily's going to be our scientist. Let's move you down here. You're going to start out in the processing lab, and then we'll find out whether or not you can come home. You should be fine to do an EVA, right? You should be fine. We can EVA and get up to the command pod if we can't transfer you internally. She's gonna do, or he, I'm sorry. So Emily, your widow Emile is the scientist who's going up. Rado, you want to join the party as well? You want to come along just for fun? You don't have a Kerbal anymore. Raduina died. So Radu and Raduina are both dead. Did you guys have a kid? Maybe you had a kid who grew up quickly. The Kerbal pregnancy time is 3 days instead of 9 months, and they grow to maturity in about 10 hours after birth. So as it turns out, Radu and Raduina left behind a little scientist buddy. And this one is going to be named Radu Jr. Radu Jr., male scientist. We'll put you at experience level 1. But Radu and Raduina, there was some kind of like family connection. They were second cousins or something. So Radu Jr. is super dumb. Excuse me. So there we go. We've got kind of like an inbred scientist, Radu Jr. No offense, buddy. Who's going to join our mission here? Radu Jr. Kerman. There you go. Okay. Our super dumb scientist. So there's our crew. We need to leave these 2 seats empty to bring home our scientists. Let's save. And is there anything I've missed here? We've got aerodynamics, we've got science experiments, we've got power, we've got launch, we've got everything we need to get to orbit. I feel like we're good here. Our staging looks correct. Yeah, we're good to go, guys. So from here, we're gonna save Jeb Fly, the science guy, and we're gonna launch. Since we do any training for the fact, if you don't get back home, I will just go on an Ava and jump down to Earth. Very cool. Very good idea. All right, let's start out with some basic science here. Let's do a crew report. Process in the lab. All right, let's keep this for now. We can override it later if we have to. This guy, transmit, start research, CurbNet access, level up crew. Okay, so there's no actual reports to do. But let's grab a goo observation here. Again, like plus 0.2 science, nothing in the lab, but we're not in orbit yet, so we'll keep that experiment. We'll log the temperature. And we'll log the pressure data. And we will have Radu Jr. here do an EVA. He's hanging on to the side here. Let's have you do an EVA report. We'll keep that. Now I wonder, see if I do a surface sample, there's no way to get him back up, so we're not going to be able to do that. I can't climb high enough. I can't jump or use my my boosters there. So let's reboard. Let's set throttles to maximum. Let's turn SAS on. And remember, we're trying to get to orbit here. So this is a new rocket, but the gravity burn shouldn't be that different. So we're just going to go here. I'm going to do a quick save, just in case. And we are going to launch. So good luck, guys. Stay on our heading of 90 degrees at 100 meters per second. I'll start a little burn, a little turn on. Wiggling a little bit. There we go. Let's lock to prograde for a moment. Bring up our orbit information so we can see our apoapsis. 3,000, 4,000 and climbing. We're doing well so far. I think we want to push forward just a little bit here to like 60 or so. I'm launching the wrong way. Okay, so I messed this up. I'm launching the wrong way, but that's okay. wanted to pull down, not up. I got turned around because I reversed the direction of my facing here. We're going a little bit too high, so let me come around here. All right, so we want apoapsis around 65 before we cut the engine off. I think even though I kind of messed up and we're going the wrong way, that's okay. We're going to keep burning here. The apoapsis is sticking nice around 1 minute. So surprisingly, even though I did it backwards, I think we're going to have a really nice gravity turn here that's going to get us into a very nice orbit. And we're actually fighting against the direction of the planet, so we're burning more fuel than we normally would, so it's not exactly efficient, but let's get this up to 65. The apoapsis, here we go. 65 or so is about right, I think. Okay, and now we'll wait for our timer here to get down to about 30 seconds, and we'll do more full burn and try and normalize our orbit. Radouette the baguette. And up we go. Yeah. So I had watched Michael's stream the other day, and see how the numbers are upside down on the nav ball? I had wanted to fix that by turning around the other way, but then my instinct was wrong, and I did what I've done before to be successful, which is I pulled it down instead of pushing it up, which is why we're flying the backwards here. I need to focus on this. All right, at 30 seconds, we're going to burn. It's going to push our apo up and our periapsis up. You can see we're not quite horizontal here, so we want an apo above 70 and a periapsis above 70 to be in orbit. I think this is going to work pretty well here. Certainly our apoapsis is going to be high enough, and we're not closing in too quickly on peri, so as long as we burn a lot of this fuel here before we hit AP, we should have a really solid orbit here. Closing in a little faster than I'd like given our periapsis, but we can still burn after if we have to. 30 seconds was kind of an estimate for me. See, now we're almost exactly horizontal, so we might need to pull up a little bit. This is going a little slowly. I am going to pull us up just a bit here. Angle us up just a bit. Just 5 degrees or so, just to push AP up. Above 70. All right, 10 degrees or so. Okay, time to slow down. Hold on. Okay, slow it down, slow it down. Face prograde, normalize orbit. Okay, so we've got an AP of 76. And when we get a little bit closer, we'll normalize our periapsis. Very good, guys. Congratulations on achieving orbit. So now the next question is, let me, so we've got 5 minutes to AP here, and then I do need to do a burn. But what I want to do here is, how do I review data? Review report. Okay, so now, if I now transfer it to the lab, the 2 data becomes 10 science. Time with 2 data, 74 days. Okay, that's kind of a lot. Let's hold off on that for 10 science and 74 days. Let's keep that. Let's check our other experiment here. We had an EVA report, right? Already, but I don't know how to retrieve that. Is this the one that's open? No, this side. This one is open. Let's review the data. Okay, so 0.2 science. We can get 20 science from that for 74 days. So let's keep cycling through until we find the most valuable one. Review data, 15 science. Okay. And then the temperature, that's 20. All right, so we can get 20 or so. We'll hold off on those for a moment. Let's see, who did the EVA? Emil? Let's EVA again. And let's review your, or I guess we do another EVA report here. Huh. This one apparently cannot be made into science. Fair enough. Let's board. So, okay, so we can get some science from this stuff. Radu says, by the way, am I an engineer? No, you're a scientist. Radu Jr. is a scientist here. So they're also only level 1s, which may have an impact on how this device works. Let's see. Review data, transmit science, start research. Let's review data. EVA report from space just above Kerbals water. You've recorded your observations about the situation. This one's plus 50. Let's keep that. And an EVA report from the launch pad. So we do have the 2 EVA reports. They're actually stored in there when he joins in. That's plus 15. So far, our best experiment to work on would get us plus 50. Let's do some more science up here, and we're at T-minus 3 minutes. We do need to normalize our orbit. I cannot lose track of that. Let's do the other goo canister. This is plus 60. Let's get that started. Lab analysis on mystery goo. Okay. And then we also have the barometer. That's 75. Love that. And the thermometer, another 50. Okay. So that's all really good. It's going to take a long time, however. So let's start research. I don't know what clean experiments does. Let's start research. And then let's switch back to focusing on correcting our orbit here. So I guess we leave Emily and Radu in orbit here for a couple of months and then come back and get Jeb. Or we can just, I guess we can just be doing science here. Now, does it show, look at this, science 0.001, data 37 of 750, rate half a science a day. So when this data comes down to 0, then we transmit everything, I think. Yeah, so the next thing to do after we fix our orbit, let me take care of that. Let's go to AP here, add a maneuver, and then we just want a little bit of prograde here to fix our periapsis. Let's circularize it. So 76, that sounds about right. 76. $77. So our AP is rising higher than our periapsis, so whatever, this is fine. Okay, both 76, that's pretty dang good. So we're going to do 18 meters per second. That's going to be a prograde burn. Let's zoom in here. And we're going to burn. So I'm going to do a 7-second burn at like 10%, just a little baby burn. So we'll hit it T-minus 4 seconds or so, I guess. Joshua, you sure I can figure out how to work the research thingies? Yeah, you're already in there doing research. The science lab is active. Are we... What's going on here? SAS? Prograde. Why are we drifting here? Why don't we have control? Our electric charge is gone? Are you serious? But we have battery packs and photovoltaic panels. Okay, well, that ate up. Oh, you know what it is? It's the science lab. Okay, so we got to stop research. It drained out the battery. Oh, man. Okay, that's not good. So we're going to have to... Are we going to crash before we get sunlight again? Okay, well, we might be screwed here, guys. Oh, dear, I didn't think about that. It's draining everything from the whole... It's draining everything from the whole ship, so the research drained literally all the power. I'm on the dark side. Okay. Let's see if we can kind of drift into prograde here, and maybe we can do like a quick burn. We are drifting into prograde here, so I'm gonna try and burn to get us a little bit more height on our parry, and generate a little bit of charge. Okay. What did that do? Okay, so that did give us, excuse me, that fixed our orbit, and I think it generated like a teeny tiny amount of charge too. I forget if this engine generates. Yeah, see, we got a tiny little bit, so now SAS is actually functional. And our Apo's a little bit higher than I would have liked, but we're fine. Okay, so we've saved the situation with a manual burn on drift. Okay, so next, I guess now the next thing to do is just orbit a lot. So we're going to turn SAS off to stop power drain. And we are going to resume research. Start research. That's going to drain the battery again. And then as soon as we are in the light, we'll take a look at how effective the solar panels are here. Okay, there's the sun. Let's take a look. That one doesn't have exposure. This one does. Energy flow 0.253. Oh, you know what? We probably needed a lot more solar panels. Like a lot more solar panels. But it is doing research at 0.4995 science per day. All right, let's take a look. Let's see what happens if we go out here and just kind of... this is good. This is a learning process. This is why I this is why I play the game, to try things, figure out the things I messed up and get them right. So Jeb Fly, the science guy. Let's warp forward. Let's warp forward 3 months and see where we are. Let's set up a new... Oh, we got a world first milestone here. Suborbital flight of Minimus stuff. Okay. Planted a flag on the moon. Return home from the surface of the moon. That's all fine. Let's make a new alarm. Manual time alarm. Sphere of influence change. Manual time alarm. Okay. Let's warp forward. 90 days. Sure. And the warp action is... Sure, that's fine. Display an on-screen message. Play a sound when the alarm occurs, and delete the alarm after any messages are posed. Okay, let's add that alarm. And then we can... What? We can warp next. Okay, cool. So check this out. So 90 days in orbit doing science with a little trickle of sunlight coming in. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Let's take a look at what 90 days in our science lab got us. Nice. Okay. Let's take a look. So, if we come back to the science lab... So, Jebediah, Emily, and Radu have been in space for 90 days doing science. Let's take a look. We've generated 40 science. And it's slow, you guys. It is slow. 40 science for 90 days. They're just not that efficient, I guess. But they've only gone through like 6 data in 90 days. So how long would they have to be up here? 5 times as much, 5 times 90 days, a year and a half? Okay. We can do, you guys can do a year and a half in space, right? Not a problem. Not a problem. Let's go ahead and set another alarm. for a year and a half. So 1 year, 360 days plus 100 days, right? That should be enough. Link to vessel. What does that do? Jeb Fly, the science guy. Okay. Let's add the alarm. And let's warp to next. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of an interesting view. You just focus in on the vessel, which is still, and see the universe kind of flying around behind it. So the Kerbals spend a year and a third in space doing science to power up our ability to make the most of this stuff. And down on the planet, everybody else is like on vacation. They're like, wait, we're taking a year and a half off? Okay, great. I'm going to Kerbwai. Let's listen to some music. I can't believe it takes them a year and a half to process like one AVA report and one like pressure observation from the surface of the planet. It, even at max fast forward, what is this? 100,000 times faster? It still takes a while, huh? All right, let's check in on them. Let's see what they've got here. We will need to get on the light side, I suppose. Let's check in. So they've now built up 144 science for me. Not bad at all. Okay, you know what? Let's just finish it. Why not? So another 90 days or so would do it. Two-year mission to the moon. Or actually, don't we have an alarm set up? Yeah, it's going to auto-stop us. Okay. And there we are. Let's take a look now. 150 science. It looks like they're kind of running out here. So let's just stop research. And let's try to transmit to science. Warning, not enough electric charge. Okay, let's do just a few more orbits here. And let's take a look what the solar panels have done for us. We've got full electric charge again. All right, so now we can transmit the science. Uploading data. Very nice. It's draining the batteries. It's draining all the batteries. Warning, not enough aborting transmission. Oh, wow. Okay, so what that means is we can't transmit anything because we don't have enough. We can't transmit anything. So this whole thing was a bust. Can we level up the crew? All right, well, guys, everything here was a complete failure. So we're going to call this a simulation, and I guess we're going to head back and try this again with a lot more batteries and a lot more solar panels. Is it worth doing it, though, for just that little bit of science? Not sure. You need the big round batteries. Right-click the antenna, allow partial. Oh, okay. Transmit data, require complete, allow partial. Transmission interruptions may compromise data integrity. I see. Okay. Well, we need to You know what? Hold on. My orientation here is probably... Let's go around one more time. And charge up. Or 2 more times. Let's see if we can't change our orientation here. Do we have any power at the moment? Yeah, we've got some. But none, it's not translating up here. Can I transfer power to... How do I get power up here? I guess I have to go around a few more times. Okay, so do you have some charge now? You do. Okay, so what I'd like to do is make ourselves better able to get access to the... Why am I not turning here? He has charge. I can't seem to access the ship. Hang on. Turn SAS on. Okay. Why am I not... I don't have... Is it just really slow? Okay, it's just really slow because it's moving a big boy. Got it. I would like to turn us so that we're more vertical facing the sun when we're coming around like this. Yeah, something like this. So that should get us, that should like fix our, that should get us some more. Oh yeah, it's really hard to maneuver here. We've just got the one little reaction wheel on the cockpit for this entire ship is the problem. Should I jettison? No, because then what goes with it? Yeah, the science lab goes with it. All right. So the idea here was to turn ourselves vertical so that we get more sunlight, I think, from our meager little solar panels. So now if we float around in this orbit, we should be fine. Okay. Meanwhile, we're fully charged. Let's go ahead and make sure that allow partials there. Yep. Okay. So let's transmit our data. Cancel. Here we go. Let's transmit science. Okay. This is going to drain our battery. All of our batteries. But we are in the sunlight, so, you know, and we've done this partial thing, so maybe we'll get a partial transmission. Uploading 50. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe just having these operational is enough? Aborting transmission. So did we get any of it? 149. Transmit data. Yeah, I don't think it works the same way with the mobile processing lab. So unfortunately, I think what we're going to find out is that the antenna here can transmit partial data of specific... One experiment module will become inoperable if their data is removed. Yeah, specific experiments, we can do that. But the science lab needs to send... It's kind of an all or nothing thing. Okay. Well, lesson learned. How do I use the science things? I'm dumb. I don't know how anything works. So, like the mystery goo here, if you just right-click on it, and this... If you would have a thing that says observe goo. You just do that, and then as long as your vessel gets home, you're fine. Okay, so this vessel is not going to work. We don't have anywhere near enough power for it. So, I think we are going to... Well, you know what, actually? Yeah, we're gonna deorbit here. We're gonna send it crashing in. So, Emil needs to EVA here. And come down to the cockpit and get in. Actually, let's see if we can do it from... let's board. Can we do a transfer here? Transfer... Wait a minute. Transfer crew. No. Transfer crew. Transfer to the cockpit. Yes, I think that worked. Okay. Radu Jr. Kerman moved to Mark III command pod. So, in terms of our crew here, does it show? Yeah, Radu, Emil, and Jebediah. All right. So I think from here, guys, we're going home. We're gonna do a, we're gonna do some retrograde, and we're gonna go home. So we spent 2 years in orbit, and we learned nothing. Oh, your Kerbal. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay. Your Kerbal is, your Kerbal doesn't know how anything works. Right. Okay, so to get home, we're going to come out to... I guess we can just burn retro here. We've got plenty of fuel. Let's just start burning. Bring AP down to like 30, I guess. Actually, you know what we could do here? We could try to land at the KSC. That's something I haven't been able to do before. Yeah, let's try to do that. Okay, all right. So we'll come over here, we'll add a maneuver, and we'll burn retro. Let's chunk this up a bit. Okay. One kilometer. That's 1,000 meters, right? I would like to see. Where exactly are we touching the planet here? Where's our periapsis for this? AP. Where's our new projected PE? I guess we go further to see where it is. Okay, so it's kind of touching, it's touching the ground there. Okay, there's PE, and now if we move it around, we can get it closer to where we want to be, right? So we can kind of aim for the Space Center this way. Okay, so there's our periapsis, kind of in exactly the place we want it to be in. Let's fine-tune it a little bit. And it looks like we're going to be a little bit north of the Cape, so we could even, what, kick in a little tiny bit of this? No, that doesn't do anything. Okay. So that's not bad. That's really close. We're going to be a little bit north of the Space Center. But we're getting pretty close. So this will be my first time doing something like this, trying to get that to work. All right, so then our maneuver here is pure retrograde. Let's face retrograde and let's speed up. Aim for the KSC. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, Larry. That's what I'm trying to do here. Okay. So we want a very fine control on this burn, because we're trying to land in a specific place. How are we for... Yeah, everything's fine here. Okay. So, lessons learned, we need more batteries and solar panels. We need another reaction wheel. But other than that, this kind of worked the way it was intended to. Alright, so... The 2-second burn becomes a 20-second burn. So, T minus 5, I guess? No, T minus 10. Alright, let's take a look. We might need a small correction here. So now we are a little bit out to sea. Let's turn prograde and just scooch forward a teeny tiny bit. We'll use this to watch. Once we get prograde. Yeah, it's a big chunk of mass. We need a reaction wheel there. And a lot more power. Okay. Let's just inch this forward ever so slightly. There we go. That's about as close as I can get. So, we're locked in. Let's do our stage to release this. We were not able to use it. We'll have to come back for another year. And now we have another little guy here that we put on to get home if we needed it. And we're not going to burn him at all. We didn't need him at all. So I guess we just throw him away like garbage. Oh, I think I pushed myself there. That was bad. Yeah, I did push myself. I forgot that that was going to fire when I staged the separation. Okay. Well, regardless, let's face retrograde and get ready to go home. Oh. So much for that idea. I forgot to do a full charge before we did this. Another lesson learned. Really good news. Okay, well, hopefully the atmosphere will do it for us. Yeah, okay. We're going to be fine. Where's the sound? We're not actually into the atmosphere yet. We're not burning loud enough yet. It'll be here in a second. There we go. Burning unto dawn. So, a year and a half wasted in orbit, total waste of time, as no science was able to be transmitted home because we didn't have enough batteries. Imagine like being those Kerbals. Like you go into space for a year and a half, and they're like, we didn't duct tape enough batteries to the side of the ship, so your year-long mission was a complete waste. So because we have successfully recovered these guys, however, we can redo this launch. We can fix things up, we can correct things, and we can try again. Let's see if we get anything of value at all for this mission. We got a grand total of 3.8 science. Not what we had in mind. Okay. Let's fix the ship, right? Let's fix the ship. So, a couple things. First of all, we did not need this stage at all to get home. We had enough left. So, we don't need you at all. But what we do need is we need another reaction wheel, at least one. So that's what, command and control? Small inline reaction wheel. Oh, you know what? Some RCS could be good too, but I don't know how to use it. Advanced inline stabilizer. Heavier array reaction wheel, spin very quickly. Keep an eye on your electricity level. Yeah, okay. So this is... They're both kind of small. Let's throw it on here. Like that. And then let's load this thing up with batteries. Let's go. Let's go big. So this holds 100 electric charge. This holds 200. Let's go really big here. Let's get some more batteries going. We need to make sure we don't block we don't overwrite our experiments. So let's do like that, and then let's go like that as well. That is going to block the EVA hatch, but that's okay. Then let's come down here. Let's get a lot more solar panels. That doesn't seem right. Hold on. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Okay, and we got to put the antenna back in a moment. Let's do batteries first. It's doing that thing where it locks me into as soon as I touch that. All right, so let's pull these off for a moment. Get in here nice and close. All right, let's do super batteries. That looks good. That's a lot of batteries, but I think that's okay. Let's just be safe. Let's add some more. And you know what? Let's be really safe and just add a little bit more. That looks good, right? That's enough batteries. Let's add some solar panels. I think we'll add like just a few more for good measure here. Maybe a couple batteries. Now, you're not going to be able to get out. That's a shame. Let's switch to single mode here. Pop these back in one at a time. You guys think that's enough? This feels very Kerbal, for sure. Let's add some more. Let's just be extra double certain that we have enough power here. Look at this monstrosity. Where can we squeeze some more in? There we go. We need some solar panels up here as well. Yeah, a couple more. Couple more. Okay, looks good. Do they have to? They do have to be on the science mod. That's a lot of batteries because of other parts. I put all batteries and parts on fuel part. Let's move this up just a skosh here to make sure that we're not blocking the exit hatch. There we go. I think that's enough. Batteries and solar powers, right? Solar panels. That should be pretty good, I think. Batteries and solar panels. Good to go. We got our extra reaction wheel. Let's see. We got rid of the stage we didn't need. Let's pop these back on. That is, let's go to radial here. Pop these on like that. Nope, not quite. There we go. That looks good. We can move them down. Very nice. Okay. Get this thing situated a little bit better here. There we go. Okay, so this will have a lot more power. It'll draw a lot more from the sun. Should be more maneuverable. We took the antenna off, so I need to put the antenna back on. Where's that? Okay, there's the antenna. And I think we're good for round 2. Another 2-year trip to orbit for these guys. And I can try and get the, I can try and fix up the issues. Hell no. What the hell happened? Oh my god, no way. What are you building? I come back after 30 minutes and see this monstrosity. Now that looks Kerbalish now. Will this launch actually be worth 1.5 years of my lifetime? Yes. Yes, I mean, Emily. This time it will work. Alright. I think. Maybe. Let's check our crew. Let's see, who's going to pilot this? Nico, Shaw, Valentina, Jebediah. Well, I guess Distracticus could be the pilot. And then Emily is a scientist, and Radu Jr. is a scientist. They're going off for another 2-year stint, or whatever. Let's launch. Okay, this time I gotta remember, I want to pull down so that the trackball comes down and the numbers are facing the right way up. Let's throttle up, and let's enable SAS, and good luck, here we go. Launch 2 of Bill, what was it, Jeb Fly, the science guy? monstrosity looks like it's going to make it to orbit here. Let's get Apo up to... Actually, let's get that... Let's get a little bit more of a turn going here. Down to 45 or so. Nope. Come on, stabilize us. Oh, it's rough. Even with the reaction wheel, this bad boy is hard to aim. Come on, Distracticus, you can do it. Get us onto that prograde. We're running out of time here. Okay, there we go. That was a little bit on the low side. I don't know about this. Maybe we're okay here. We're at 30 seconds from the from apoapsis, and it's not dropping too slowly, so maybe we'll be fine here. Okay. Hey, Radu, thanks for stopping by, man. Take care. Have a great day. Let's see. Okay, this is a little tricky. We need to get this up over 70 by the time the T-minus hits 0. Now we're growing. That's fine. That's good. Okay, all right. We've done well here. We're almost into our stable orbit. We'll wait a little bit. Let's go back to prograde here. And we've got 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers we need to go. Let's speed up time a little bit and get a little bit closer. T-minus. I think for the last 5 kilometers, I'll probably burn at T-minus 1 minute. Now let's give it an extra 10 seconds just to be safe. Oh, yep. See, it's going to climb. It's going to climb us very well. Okay, so actually I can go a lot closer. We can go into the 30-second mark this time. We still have 1350 meters per second of fuel, so we're good there. Nose up is a good point. Once we're in orbit, I will nose up. All right, T-minus 30 seconds. Burn a little bit more. And there we go. We are past AP. We do need to get our periapsis above 70 here. So let's see, how are we going to do that? I don't think we have a choice but to burn here. It's going to push our AP out quite a bit. Hold on. Let me look at this. We are at PE, so we want to burn at AP, actually. All right, let's come over here. Time warping. Huh. We're past PE, so we should be climbing here. The atmosphere shouldn't really be slowing us. A little bit, maybe? But we're not really far enough in here, and this is climbing. Yeah, so we're fine. Okay. It would be nice if there was an overall charge meter that showed, like, the combination of all your parts. Look at all the batteries. Let's see. Come on. So my orbit is low enough. I'm inside 70. Won't let me warp faster than this right now. Maybe that charge meter will be in KSP too. Yeah, it'd be nice if there was like a report on the ship status of like... Oh wait, maybe that's this. Hold on, that is this. Yeah, okay, there is one there. Resources. I was thinking because there is one for fuel, but I forgot there's one for charge as well. So we're at 6,350 charge. That's got to be enough, right? I forgot that this was there, this little resources tab. Okay, let's jump forward to AP a little bit. Finalize our orbit. And then we'll try doing some science. If it's not enough, then why do we have so many batteries? This is combining all the batteries together. Normally you have, with just the cockpit, you have like 100. So we've got something like 60 batteries on there or something. A little bit more than 60. That's why we've got 6,000 charge here. And we've got a buttload of solar panels as well, which will charge up the batteries. Look at all our space junk. At some point, we gotta clean that up. But I want to get this working first. I want to do a proof of concept on this science lab. Actually, that does remind me. What have we got? We've got 3 minutes until AP here. Well, let me finish this warp first. I guess I can come in and we can get some science started. Okay, so we'll just do those 3 experiments for now. Now, we're not going to start research until we're in our final configuration because we don't want to, even with as much batteries and solar panels as we have, I think the research will drain it. But it should go faster this time too because it won't drain everything. Like they'll have enough power to do like a full day's worth of research, hopefully. Let's skip forward just a bit. Get to AP. And we'll do like a little teeny tiny baby burn here to get our periapsis over 75. SAS is engaged. We're facing prograde. Okay. Just a little bitty burn. I mean, we can try to circularize it, I suppose. Okay, that's pretty dang good. And plenty of fuel to go home. So, now what we want to do is switch to stability, and we want to be set up so that we're facing as much of the sun as we can. So how do we do that? I think we just go... No. We want to go left, I think. I want to be vertical to the... Yes, that's where I want to be. Right there on the normal node. so that we are facing the sun with as much surface area as possible at all times. And let's take a look at some of these. Sun exposure 84%, energy flow 3. There we go. That's kind of, and we're all the way around, so it sort of doesn't matter per se about, you know, which way we twist and turn. But now, okay, now we should be good to generate lots of power. We have lots of storage with the batteries. Let's go ahead and disable SAS. Let's just drift like this. Save that power. Nope, I guess we're going to turn that back on because we're starting to drift even more. So we'll leave that like that, and now we will start research. Okay, so now if we look at the charge up here, oh, that's really interesting. It's trying to show me all the pieces that it comes from. Let's speed things up a little bit. So it looks like we actually have enough solar panels to completely power the lab. It's not draining at all. So where we will see the drain is when we go around to the dark side of the planet. When we no longer have the sun. We'll watch it drain, and we'll see whether we can get a full day's work in or not. So as soon as we lose access to the sun and the solar panels shut down, this number should start to fall. Yep, it drops. Okay. Wow, look at how much we're draining. That's crazy. So a full orbit, we're using almost 3,000. Almost 3,000 charge on the dark side. But look at how quickly it fills up as well. So we have so many solar panels that not only can we power our science during the day, we can recharge the batteries. Now, does this get to full before we fall out? No, it doesn't. So eventually, we won't be getting a full day. See? We lost about 1,000 there. So 6 orbits there will eventually have a portion of the day when we're at 0. But still much, much better. So that's 2 orbits. If we take a look now at our science here, we've already produced 0.1, a tenth of a science in 2 days. So that means 20 days to make 1 science or so. This says half a science per day. Oh, that's another thing to think about. Our orbital period is 32 minutes. So we're actually not even at a full day yet. I think efficiency-wise, we'll be getting something like probably 0.4 science per day once we kind of break through the electric charge barrier. Emily had to go. All right, take care. I think that's it, guys. I think if you're watching in the future, all my viewers have left now at this point. So I think I've done kind of the best I can do with the science lab, and I am going to have these guys spend some time in orbit. Let's have them spend a few months there. You can see the days passing. Let's see what 3 months gets us. Okay, so there's 3 months in orbit doing science. Let's take a look. Where's our vessel? It has done 41 science and chewed through what? 7 data, 8 data, 9 data, something like that. So 41 science is not bad. And now let's transmit what we have, because we've got a full charge here. So it doesn't take us that long to send 40 science. We can see it pulling from the batteries as well. Okay. Research and development received science lab research data, 41 science added. So this does work. I do have 2 scientists in the lab, yes, but they're 1-star scientists. They're not very good yet. This does work. Okay, let's do another 3 months. Hold on. That was weird. Why was it not? There we go. Or let's do the better part of a year here. So it's interesting when it's simulating it somehow. Maybe my understanding was wrong, but while it's in the simulation, it's like really keeping this pretty high. Maybe we're closer to the sun. Maybe it's summertime or something, or I don't know how that works, but maybe we're closer to the sun on our orbit, so we're getting more energy. Just leave them there, send another lab to Minimus. So just leave them in orbit and do something else rather than waiting a year with no other missions. I mean, it doesn't really make that much of a difference, right? We can have a space program that takes 6 centuries to complete, and it really has no impact. There's no time limit to the game. Let's see what we've got here. We've got another 64 science. Very nice. Let's transmit that. And we've only got 15 data left. Our research rate has decayed. Now, I wonder why that is, because originally it was 0.49 per day. Now it's decayed to 0.21. Maybe it's because we don't have enough data here. Is that how it works? Like, the more data you have, the more science per day you can do? Because I kind of thought this data drained like a resource, and you had a fixed rate. Interesting. And you cannot transmit less than a full unit of science. So this is why I wanted to do this mission today. I wanted to learn how this works, and I've learned quite a bit about it. Our ridiculous amount of solar panels and batteries is not exactly an elegant design, but we're limited with what we can do at the moment. But still, we have gathered, what, 100 science from this project over the course of a year? Not bad at all. All right, so do we want to squeeze out the last little bit? I think we do. Let's focus on Kerbin, speed up a little bit. We'll get to the year mark, and then we'll give them another 3 months. So 360 plus 90 is what, 4? Oh, wait a minute. How many days in a Kerbin year? Why is it at 0 years? Oh, the Kerbin year has 420 days? Is that right? That's strange. So we've got another 25 science, and our data is down to 10, and our rate is down much lower as well. Okay, so there's no point staying here forever because there's some sort of asymptotic curve that is happening here with our amount of data we have and the rate of science we can get per day. So let's transmit what we've got. And let's stop the research. And let's go home. Setting is 40 days. With a lab able to hop around 5 or 6 times at Minimus, you can gather enough science for the whole tech tree. Oh, really? Kerbal has less mass than the sun, so Kerbin orbits slower. That's why the years are longer. Karma, thank you very much for the explanation, and welcome to the channel. All right, so now we need to go home. Let's burn retrograde. And look at that, we're right here at the AP, so that's going to work out just fine. Let's actually do this with a maneuver here. Or no, we're kind of screwed. It's too late. I want to bring the PE as close to the Space Center as I can, so we'll just kind of wing it. We'll do it by hand. It's going to be on the other side, though. It's going to be over here. Okay. Let's set up a maneuver. Let's try and get down by the Space Center. So somewhere like here, add a maneuver, go retrograde. We need to scale this up a bit. Okay, now where is that going to land? It's right over there. There we go. That has us landing right at the Space Center. Okay. So, 89 meters per second burn. Pure retrograde. I think we're good here. Let's do this. It's enough delta V for a lunar flyby. Oh, wait a minute. You're saying, wait, there's enough delta V for a lunar flyby. 1214. So, Karma, we've already actually landed on the moon. We could do that with this same vessel on a subsequent launch, I suppose. But I'm not sure. Yeah, you're right. We have enough DV. We could do that. But I'm getting, to be honest, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad we're interacting. But I'm getting ready to end the stream here. I've kind of experimented with the science lab enough for today. And the next thing I want to do next time I stream is probably go to the moon. So I don't know whether we'll bring a science lab or not, but not the moon. Luna. No, Duna. Duna, that's what it's called. All right, let me do this burn. Where are we landing right now? A little bit too far. Let's swap around and just push ourselves a little bit forward to get across the mountain range. Low-high lunar space science. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I think we will probably try to do something like that. Oh, look at this. We can't do it because of the mountain range. Huh. Yeah, we can't get there because of the mountain range. Oh well. I didn't think about that. That's really interesting though. If I get low enough to the point where my PE is at the Space Center, it kind of gets intercepted by these mountains. Alright, well. Let's get rid of all the extra mass. Oh, you know what we need to do? I almost forgot. I almost didn't do this. Transfer crew. I almost didn't transfer them. I almost abandoned them in orbit here to die. Transfer crew. There we go. All right. Now we separate. And speed forward and land, hopefully. That's the goal. So we did get 100. We did get 100 science out of this. That's fine. Leave it like that. That reentry seems good to me. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. I was trying to do a pinpoint landing, and I didn't take the mountains into account. This thing is gonna crash and burn into the mountainside for sure. Goodbye, science lab. We spent a year and a half in you. No, 3 years in you. Or you and your brother. We're good to go here. We just need to do the descent and land. Okay. I don't think we need to spin to win here. Heat shield should be enough. We're already under 2,000, looks like. Yeah, that's going to be just fine. You know what, though? We will be in a new... If we land in this desert, this would be a new biome for me. I don't think I've landed here before. amount of science per day the lab gives you depends on your experiment too, and everybody survived. Put some space rocks in it. Yeah. So if you did take a surface sample and then got back into the ship and went into the science lab, could you store that experiment there? An AVA report won't exactly give much science per day, while, for example, a moon or stone will give more. Got it. Okay. Well, guys, we have survived re-entry. We've landed in a desert here, which I've never seen before, so we're going to get a little bit of science from that, and then we'll see where we stand. And next time I stream, I think we'll try to go to Duna, the red planet, the Mars equivalent, I guess. A little bit of a rough landing there, I guess. I probably should have jettisoned the heat shield. But I didn't see, I really didn't see that it was going, what was it going, 9 meters per second? Yeah, the heat shield was a little too heavy for what we had on here for the parachute, the one parachute. But fortunately, my mistake did not kill you guys. You survived re-entry and the landing there. Let's go ahead and do some science. Let's observe the mystery goo here on Kerbals deserts. There's 3 science. Temperature. Another 2.4. We'll take every little bit we can get. And 3.6. Okay. And then I suppose we should do a crew report here. We've never done one from here. And let's have Distracticus EVA. Do an EVA report. And board. And let's recover. Okay, so we learned a lot about how to run a science lab today. We learned how that part works pretty well. Got 12.9 science from our second flight. The first one had quite a bit more. Or no, we transmitted quite a bit more on the second flight. So we're at 203 now from what were we down to? Like, I think we were at 4 after buying stuff. So not too bad, not too bad. No experience gain, unfortunately, but we learned a lot. So that's going to be it for today, guys. I'm going to take a break, go get some breakfast, and then I'm going to be working on my new Hogwarts Legacy playthrough. Check that out and let me know what you think. I'm playing a angry and dark young witch named Petunia Penniless. I realized after I started the playthrough I should have named her Petunia Periapsis, but it was a little bit too late. You can't change their name. I should have done a soil sample out in the desert. You're right. It's too late now. Anyway, check that out, and we'll see you, I think, on... What's tomorrow? Saturday? Saturday I take off from streaming, so I'll be streaming Kerbal again on Sunday morning. And I'll see you guys then. Take care. Have a great one.